What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another another match here on TCGU University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam. I'm going to be commentating today. We have on the left side we've got Siegfried, piloted by Kyle. On the right side we've got Mad Pierrot, piloted by Jeff. And here's the big deal this week, guys. We decided to help everybody out, budget-wise. We are going to be keeping the theme of these decks to we could play whatever we wanted, but it had to be the entire deck had to be no less than $50 if we priced it all out on Rochester CCG. And so everything you're seeing here is going to be played with like commons and uncommons and rares, but no crazy powerful cards. The cost of one Nutcracker is the cost of an entire deck, and so we just don't get to play with those ultra powerful cards. And we'll get to see how crazy these decks are. If you're interested in more budget decks, we do have more out on the channel. You can find them just like budget and then name your character. We've done close to 30 of these budget decks. So with that said, looks like Mad Pro is starting out with a fairly strong build, and yeah, fairly strong build, especially keeping a momentum off. Fido, is Heidi in the tournament? Yes, Heidi is in this tournament. Man, look at all this damage reduction. One of the cool things about UniVersus is a lot of its damage reduction is very, very cheap. We get a prompt build 5 by Siegfried on the rebound, and then we watch as Matt Pro goes into his second turn.
Go Tongpu's Assault on a 4.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. We will pull up Tongpu's Assault real quick.
Response to play.
Spotlight.
I have none.
Tongpu's Assault. This card just lets you pick up character cards. Looks like we've got one. It doesn't even matter necessarily that we don't have the momentum for the multiple. That's okay. And that's okay, but the thing is this card says that my character cards get -2 difficulty for the rest of the turn. And since we already picked one up, we can start attaching as Mad Pierrot fairly efficiently. And Mad Pierrot's got this really awesome static that says if you've got all 4 copies of him, all your attacks are unblockable. So one of the main things that Siegfried wants to do, and we'll toss over to him, is he just wants to block everything, and he gets a bonus. He gets a plus for building on those. So pretty strong.
Mad Pierrot.
Let's go back to Tongpu's and we'll see what happens.
Here's
nothing.
I'll be good there. I'll pass.
I'll take 2.
Go on
For anybody on
3,
Twitch,
4.
how is the sound? Is the sound too low? Does it need to be higher? You tell me.
We'll go on 3,
Specifically
4, 5.
for the music, excuse me. Magna Guard, you're 100% right. Yeah, Shadow Slicer is a pretty good, probably so good that it should be banned. So now as we move into Siegfried's turn, Mad Pro already has 3 characters stacked on turn 2. All we have to do is find that 4th one, and then Siegfried's pretty much gonna get molly-whopped. So one of the main things about the Siegfried deck is it is a throw deck because the Earth symbol for very cheap is very, very good. Music's tiny bit low, maybe. I can barely tell it's there. Okay. Move this up just a smidge. Let's see what that does. Is that any better? Please let me know. Okay, so the thing is, throws are very, very cheap in this game. They're all commons and uncommons, especially with things like Vicious Madness. Very, very strong card. One of the best meta cards in the game. It's like 15 cents at most. And so as Siegfried starts into his assault, we'll take a look at the attacks that he's got going on. So the first attack looks like is Pilgrimage of Anthropos. Yeah, this card just lets us flip extra cards and draw a couple more. One of the other main things that Siegfried wants to do, like Fidu pointed out in the chat, is flip all of his opponent's foundations. And the way that he does that is he uses his ability of check off 4. This attack gets +3 or -2 damage, and then it can't receive damage bonuses or penalties, but your opponent can flip a foundation and cancel this. And so we can pretty much shut off whatever kill that
I gotta choose.
what's
If
his
you're using that.
we pretty much get to turn off whatever attack turn that Mad Pro has, but still making all this stuff unblockable seems pretty strong.
Pass. All right.
2 mid.
1 on 4. 3, of course.
From here, yeah, commit to the Wishy Ward.
Spawn Folktale.
Excuse me. Seems like the right play, just because it doesn't necessarily do anything. But being able to build down this Folktale Storyteller
Take 4 damage.
after you play it just builds into your staging area. And then we might have a reversal play here. We'll just have to see.
Reversal. 1 of 5.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Checks.
All right, so
Can I see
Lily
your-
2's Ingress reversal. You discard a momentum, which I believe we got last turn. And it gets damage equal to its printed speed and current speed, which Mad Pro gives speed. And then its other ability says seal one of your opponent's foundations, so you get to pick.
Seal one of the toughest punks.
So he's now sealed toughest punk, and then it gets speed equal to the difficulty. So it's going to get +2 speed. Mad Pro's going to give it an extra 2 speed. This is going to be like a 9 damage attack coming through, unless Siegfried is able to force Mad Pro to flip a card here.
Mad Pro for 2 speed.
It's interesting that we didn't use the.
Second Saintly. 2 speed.
How do you pronounce it, Free Love? I think it is Lily 2's.
Checks.
Let it Lelus Latus
Yep.
Lalatus Lalatus. I don't know.
I'll discard. Give it 6 damage.
Wow, this is pretty good.
And pass. 9 mid for 11.
6.
Dang, what a good play! What a good play. So one of the main blocks that we have for budget Siegfried is Cool and Focus. It's a 2 mid block.
Yep.
Huh.
Response.
Interesting.
You're good.
Moving on.
I will go double check.
Okay.
This is not the deck that he built.
I'll pass. Is that for us?
Jeff, how many you discarded from Mad Pro?
2.
It's discard 4, you get
Oh,
+2 speed.
Okay.
I didn't even notice that.
Good
You're gonna
catch,
swing
Icy
it
Red.
legit.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Not bad. Okay, this is fine.
Feedy, that would have been a pretty okay move as well. It looks like we just decided to build, though, which is completely acceptable. Alright, so as Pierrot gets into it, we're going to sit here and wait. Let's see, it looks like he's got 3 attacks in hand. Excuse me again. Looks like we got 3 attacks in hand, but Siegfried's got some pretty okay defensive abilities with his foundations, and we'll get there when we get there.
Kurabushi kick on the 4.
Okay, so one of the
Check.
fun attacks that we play
First in hand.
inside of Mad Pierrot is Kurabushi Kick, because the thing gets absolutely massive. It gets extra speed off of Pierrot, and
So
it becoming
bottom hand, so
unblockable
Kurabushi,
just
so remove
it's
the top
go-
card, it
it's
gets +1 for each.
gonna get
attack
nutty.
removed. You get +2.
Wowzers, that was really good. Is Pro playing Execution? It is not. It is not. But that's a good suggestion for the deck for sure.
I'll say Creed.
So is it -2?
-2, and
Okay.
you can't increase damage.
That's
for this
fine.
turn.
We did that already.
Yeah, it looks like Jeff's trying to figure out how to count to 25. I wonder if Jeff knows that he's allowed to flip to discard. This is why it's so super important for everybody to read your opponent's character if you don't know what they do.
Remove. We'll use the top enhancing Kurobushi. Means you have to lose 2 vitality. It's additional cost to use him to block with a mid block.
Yep.
Yours.
No.
I am also fine. It's 5 high for 3.
I'm gonna respond. Take nothing.
Okay, good response. Not using up your resources, especially with the card inside of our hand. We'll find it real quick. It is
Do another one on a 5.
Desperate for Redemption. So this card's one of our 3 mid blocks. It's one of our best blocks inside of Siegfried. It says after it's added to your staging area, you can add a different foundation up to your hand. So if you've got 2 Desperate for Redemptions, you'll always have 3 mid blocks. Really, really strong card. But instead of opting to burn 2 in order to make the block happen, you
-2.
double checking. You just flip the toughest puck in junior high to say that you take nothing. Pretty strong. Look, we're tossing back another Kurobushi kick.
Nothing.
We'll use second sand.
Fidu 21. It's a bit of a meme, but I really like Joffrey's 1 diff foundation in Siegfried as a 1 high block with Breaker 2 versus weapons. Yep, that's a card. That's a card you can use. It certainly is.
Better not.
That's a card. I built the Siegfried deck, and I made sure 100% to not include that card
I'll just
because
pass.
Tamer Cardwell built it. He's not.
I'm
He's
gonna
not
take
putting Solemn Exorcism, whatever that card is, in the deck.
Respond. Outwell's armies.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. So the play that just happened here is we decided to take the 4 damage, and then dude, I agree. Decided to 4 damage and play the ability on Commanders of Outworld's Army. It flips one of my opponent's foundations, which is exactly what Siegfried wants to do, and then gets damage. Gets next attack gets +2, or excuse me, -2 damage. So it's more DR, more flipping, exactly what we want to have happen in this matchup.
This one on 4. 3, 4. Go ahead.
Okay, opts to build 1, pass. One of these attacks hit, one of them didn't, and now Siegfried gets to just try and find a couple more throws in order to close out the deal. Interesting that we opt to keep the foundation in our hand. If we check a 3 here, it means that we should have reviewed.
Fly to the Wicked.
Okay.
4. Or on a 5. Check a 3.
Pretty unlucky here, but that is
Right.
okay. Looks like we have found Flight of the Wicked. Honestly, one of my favorite cards inside of the newest Siegfried deck. It says discard the top 4 cards of your deck. This deck gets damage equal
No,
to
you're good.
a number of your opponent's
4.
face-down foundations. With Siegfried wanting to flip stuff to make my opponent cancel stuff, it just seems good to keep flipping some of my opponent's cards.
I'll remove a Kurobushi kick and give it -1 speed with explosive.
Okay, and then from here we get to take and flip with Siegfried and give it another +3 damage. This is gonna be a 12 damage throw, which is gonna put us to 6 damage and then put us to desperation. Ooh, opting to use the Presidente on the house in order to give it just a smidge extra. At this point, as Siegfried, like one of the cool things about Siegfried is if you think your opponent is going to continue to go in, you're just allowed to hold blocks and quote unquote not
Siegfried.
build and just play attacks.
Checks. 3 damage, and the damage can't be modified. Do you want to cancel that?
I do.
Okay, we are getting a cancel here. Okay, so it still stays at as a 6 damage attack,
Pass.
even on the block, which is definitely what's going to be happening.
6. 3, of course. Of course. 6.
Opts to block with the high block, and decides to keep.
Yep.
Oh, he has to play the high block.
5.
But we do find the
Cool.
extra Tongpu's Assault. Attempting to play our reversal here. Checks a 3 on the 5 difficulty, 4+1 for every card in your card pool. We're trying to figure out if it's worth committing to get this little bit of extra damage in.
4, 5.
If we have-
Tongpu's Assault.
If we have found our character card, which it sounds like we have,
To my hand. Again.
in 2 turns, we can start having unblockable attacks. But it's possible in 2 turns we might just be dead.
I'm going to use Mad Pro. So 2.
Yeah, if I do, I totally agree. This is a play that banks on Sig not having the gas he needs to deal 10 damage. But it kind of feels like a desperate play either way, because like 2 throws, he has it.
-2 speed.
Multiple 1.
Not to mention the fact that like Siegfried is going to be able to block and build on all of these.
Checks. -2 damage. Do you want to cancel?
Nope, that's right.
Says that the damage is fine.
I will pass.
So it is a 2 or 4 high for
Okay.
2.
And so this one, Mad Pro.
There's a bit of a sequencing error from Siegfried where he opted to do the minus to the speed before checking to see if he wanted to cancel the damage.
-2.
I'll stop this one.
You.
I'll pass.
6 high.
Yeah.
9. 10.
Yeah.
Check 5.
Man, this completely commits out Siegfried. The question here is it worth it? He opts to fail the card.
Continue.
I think that is the absolutely right choice. We move on to Reborn Grinder. Maybe we should have played this guy first because it is safe.
2 damage.
It says if my opponent has more face downs than us, we get 2 damage, and then after it resolves, I can add it to my staging or face down. Just lets us turn an attack into a foundation, basically.
-1 speed.
Check 4. Checks. 3 damage. Damage can't be modified. Cancel.
It does feel like we need to cancel here just because of the fact that it's going to put us to 1, right? Unless we have some other damage pump that I'm just not seeing on board because of how tight foundations are. Interesting. This might force us to block with the Mad Pierrot that we just picked up.
When it resolves, I can add it to my staging area face.
Because this is going to be on a...
you can flip to
This will be on a 6 if we block with the Mad Pierrot. We won't take any damage because it's not a throw, but it does mean that our imblockable play is just another turn away. Ooh, that is pretty rough. Decides to check the 1, right?
Okay. 4.
Okay. But this is Jeff's time to shine. It is a very standard rule of you don't leave people at...
Moving on.
You don't leave people at 1 health. It's like a golden rule. No, it's not necessarily NJ gauge unblockable Pierrot. It is just honestly, and here's the secret, right? James originally made this Mad Pro deck as a
Remove him. Sure.
as a Remilus deck, but we had just played Remy, I think, like 1 or 2 weeks ago, and I was like, let's not play Remy twice in a row. I think that's not very interesting. And so I was like, make a different deck. And he was like, I'll just take this Remy deck and slap Mad Pierrot on top. And so we will see if Mad Pierrot into Remy is enough to make it happen. And it looks like it is. I think we are going to be able to get there. We have to be able to count to 15, but realize that 2 of our attacks are going to be... only 2 of our attacks get to have our full damage. 3 of our attacks, excuse me. If I do, I agree. We're going to see if that comes back to haunt him. Pierrot does have unblockable attacks without needing to be fully stacked. Yeah. It's a pretty strong, that's for sure. What'd you find out, NJ? Alright, so he's sitting here trying to figure out, how do I count to 15?
Can I read the demonic guard?
While we have nothing in hand. And yeah, the main defense, the only big defense that
There are 3 on
we have is the demonic guard, which says in hands flip, it gets -1 damage for each of my opponent's face downs. So it can get up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly -8 damage. So we have -16 damage on board. So Mad Pro has to count to 31 this turn. And so he is just taking his sweet time. He is certainly allowed to do that. Oh, NJ, that stinks. I'm so sorry, man. Okay. I guess as Jeff's taking this time to think, I want to remind everybody that the giveaway on Twitch this month is the Cowboy Bebop DLC. If you're subbed to the channel, it will enter you into a chance to win one of the Cowboy Bebop DLCs. We got 2 of them that we're giving away. You see them up on screen right now.
Maybe it will. All right, maybe it will.
And so whether you are a VIP via Patreon or sub to the channel, just enters you in. Cowboy Andy's going to be insane. Maybe you want to meme on people with Win, because that character is very, very hard to play.
Folktale.
Real 5-handers are hard.
No response.
I agree. Man. NJ, that sounds hard. Sorry I had to go through that, buddy. So Mad Pro opts to take the risk and just hope and pray that we don't find a throw. Because as soon as we find a throw, the game is over. We have no throw hate as Mad Pro.
Yeah.
And there it is. There goes game one.
How many throws you played?
We will push it
Only
in
the 8 that
to
are
game
left,
2.
That's all in your discard pile that I had.
All right, guys, back to game 2. Mabro kind of had a bad break there with Siegfried kind of having the perfect defense, but at the same time, I feel like we might have just had too many face downs as Mad Perot. Like, one of the big things when it comes to beating Siegfried is you kind of have to just grind him out a little bit. But the fact that he is a 7 hand size character facing off against this throw deck is pretty tough.
Fine, I guess.
And so we
Let's
get to see how the opening builds get to go.
Swapped. Yeah.
I think what has to happen here is we are going to Mappy's Justice One's gonna have to go all out. Yeah, I don't disagree. And failing that fourth foundation is pretty tough.
I'm just trying to check a character with it.
Whenever you get up next, there's a coat.
And I guess,
on that couch.
maybe I do play
So cold
some
in this
type
room.
of, maybe.
Holy cow! Looks like we got 2
Wow.
Lily 2s, and Kyle
First Eve, flip the Iron Grit.
opting to toss an attack out on turn 1. What a crazy man!
That's bad. Okay. I'll pass.
Okay, so we have Spinning Bile Driver coming out. It does auto flip something, and we can get a block reversal happening.
101.
But doing
Spot.
4 damage?
Or I'll take it.
Doing 4 damage off of the lilies might not be exactly what we need, right? Or I guess 5 damage off of lilies. My apologies.
will pay 1
Could
to
be
get 2.
6. Yeah, looks like we're just gonna pop him for 6
Pass.
for being a little greedy. Free momentum is not bad either. It does depend on what we use for momentum. I guess Allurophobia is pretty good.
Yeah.
4 checks. 3 checks. Out of pocket. Checks.
Kyle doing a great job of showing us all of his checks. He's very clean about it.
Sure, we'll keep that. One in hand. And you're committed. You can't even fuck with my shit.
Jeff commenting on how excited he is that he gets to play cards with Siegfried committed. I do see an Allurophobia there. It's possible if we can
Go
bait out the block
Kurobushi kick on a 4.
that we might be able just to accidentally get there.
I'm going to start with Kurobushi kicks at the top of hands. No, I missed. Here's
All right. So it looks like we've got Kurobushi kick. We might have another Ingress. And the Allurophobia.
I'll give it back.
I bet you will.
Here's.
And the Allurophobia is,
I will
is pretty
pay
good.
1 for 2 damage.
Nothing here.
I'll flip. Move that, sure.
Interesting.
Bottom enhance.
I think he's trying to go for game.
And block the super easy blockable attack.
What's that? 5, 6, 7. Or no, what's wrong with me? 7. Take 1.
Okay, so
From the attack?
$500 sunglasses says that after you block with it, that attack only deals 1 damage. Perfect to Johnny Cage, and perfect in a character that after blocking gets to build it. And so we did get to take this 7 damage Kurobushi kick, toss it on down to 1. But now, if Mad Pro can count to 19, which he easily can do, it's curtains.
2 damage. What if we do 2 damage off? It's either way, man. So I guess we'll
Yeah,
just,
here's
3.
Jeff has said twice now that he was 2 damage off, and we could have, instead of,
3.
because he only had a singular card in his hand, use the Worthy Vessel to just give that 2 damage to an extra spot. Giving this damage to an Allurophobia is way, way stronger than giving it to something else. And at the same time, putting Siegfried down to 2 means that
3. Good.
putting Siegfried down to 2 is very, very strong. Yes, Sophidia also enjoys that card. Because if you put Siegfried down to 2, he then has to like either try and just kill you, or he just has to put up his dukes and you kind of get to play the match however you want. Looks like Siegfried's found a couple blocks here. Not too many attacks. As Kyle's trying to figure out the correct line of play. Opts not to discard cards because he's found out that the deck actually doesn't necessarily need to discard cards in order to make it work. So the Fuchs Vorsteller can be either extra gas, and it's also just like, it's Siegfried's ability to build cards from staging area down.
I mean, that's some stuff right there, man.
Alright. So now Mad Pro has to now find a line through 3 attacks, or 3 cards in hand. But it does look like we have a ton of cards and the ability to flip plenty.
Checks.
Checks the Ingress in order to kick off this aggressive turn. We have to get rid of one of those DR cards, those damage reduction cards. Something like Toughest Punk in Junior High, or honestly, even better, the card that says minus damage, the Demonic Guard. Opting to stop the speed.
Checks.
Jeff has to realize that every time that he opts to pass this with cards in hand, that Siegfried will have minus 1 damage on the late game Demonic Guard. He's putting a lot of eggs in a singular basket here.
Gross.
Ooh, genuinely outplayed here, using the
Pass.
hidden ability on Betrayer of 12. It needs to destroy. Your opponent discards their entire momentum. Only playable if your opponent has 3 or more face-down foundations. Because of opting to cancel Siegfried's Enhance, we stopped the... we flipped, and then our next enhance was discard. Now Lily's Ingress does no longer gets to have that extra damage. It only got the speed.
Okay.
Upping to fail,
Any responses to the
we
damage?
take the 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 2.
Opts to take 2 instead. So 17 to 16, fairly close game. As Mad Pro continues to see what's going on. Very, very heads-up play by Kyle, piloting Siegfried. I'm gonna whisper to you guys so that they can't hear. The thing about it is, Siegfried no longer has blocks in hand. He has 2 cards in hand, both of which don't have blocks. And so Siegfried needs to do whatever he can
I'm gonna start
in order to
demonic card.
not die. We have sealed the demonic guard because of our second lilies.
3.
Very, very strong.
4. Do you wanna flip the foundation?
Sometimes, if I do, that's just what you gotta do in order to play inside of the $50 range.
I'll use Mad Pro. Yours.
To give my attack 2 damage and unflip the foundation.
It's making sure that this card does what I think it does. It says your attack is +2 damage and your opponent can flip a foundation. He
will
also unflips
I will take 3.
as part of the effect, so he might be able to, if he had some way to flip and then unflip a card, that'd be really, really cool. So Jeff has to sit here and think, can he use those 2 cards in his hand to block what's going on? I only have 2 more attacks that I'm allowed to make full damage. And if he played double Alluraphobia here, Jeff wins. As long as he can pass them both.
do Kurbushi kick. Roll 6.
Alright, going in for the Kurobushi kick. Checks a 3. Man. This music is so loud. I'm gonna turn it down on my end. Let's see what that does.
I'll start with Mad Pro. Yours.
He should have gone for the cats. I agree. But with that said, like, cats could have been a little easy to block. So
Cancel.
I can understand his trepidation of not doing that.
Top enhance. Yours.
Ooh, it's a good hit for the top enhance. Opting to shuffle a card back in with the folktale, kind of just posturing to him that we're not going to be
I'm passing enhances.
we're not going to be blocking.
Bottom enhance.
Yeah, but with it could have been 5 or 6 speed, but having even a 1 mid block, which exists in the deck. Like, there are 1 mid blocks.
We did it.
Oh no, we hit a Pierrot. The dream's dead. Yeah, it is not possible to make it unblockable.
Alright.
And cool and focus is a great answer.
If you're
Correct.
passing, I pass.
I'm just gonna take it. Real good at the face blocking.
And then on a 5. Cool. Go ahead.
Okay, so we did get to hit him with everything, putting him to 9. But like I said,
No, we-
if we had taken in that turn prior, we had just put Mad Pro to 2, or excuse me, put Siegfried to 2, we would have just been in a way better situation going
16.
into this previous turn. And Siegfried would have had to play the entire match different because of being scared.
I'm done. 2 damage.
All right, Reborn Grinder coming in, really optimizing on that safe keyword inside of this game because of how many Tongpu's assaults and because of how many Ingress that we have seen. I'm sure Kyle is very thankful this card has the safe keyword. It also lets you lets this thing clear his card pool in order to make his next attacks even easier.
It's fine. Yep, it's good.
You.
No, we better use. Oh, you have your own. Force you to use it. I'm just gonna pass.
You.
Also.
Have a trading back and forth of the second Saintly
results
Beast.
it'll go
Discard the top couple cards, top 3 cards plus your -2 speed.
Pass.
4 mid for 9.
Mad Prona has to figure out, does he block this thing or not?
We can figure this out, right? Yeah, 3 attacks.
Yeah, obviously we have to block this thing. Like I don't see how there's a world where we're just not allowed to. This thing's for our whole life.
Beat this already, so 6.
This does mean that
Goes down.
Can I see it again?
It is safe.
It is? Okay.
this does mean that the next one's just gonna kill
Woof.
him.
Checks.
We need a cycle.
Oh, I have to cycle. How about that?
Read my mind.
That could be.
Is it possible as Mad Pro we can get our bonus off? I guess we could give it -2 damage, but it's gonna get +2 damage.
2.
So we can leave it at
I'll pass.
we can leave it at 4 damage.
After it resolves, you can flip
If we use Mad Pro's ability to give it
Pass.
speed, and then its other hidden ability of minus damage.
cancel.
I think this is big. We are hoping that we check well on this block. I believe the block that we're attempting to block with is going to be a Tongpu's Assault, which is a 0 mid. And so the question is there a 5 on top of Jeff's deck? That's the question.
No, you're fine. I'll pass.
Okay, opting to take a
Alright.
bit of a gamble here. Because if we
On a
can make
5.
the block happen... Oof. And we did not. If we could have made the block happen, then this would have been a very, very successful
Checking
turn.
attacks. You wish you were good as me.
I do.
And then we play one throw and the game's over.
Check 4.
There it is. Even if he checked a 3, he just built 2, so it was pretty much guaranteed to happen.
Damage.
Discard the top 4 cards to get plus, looks like 5 or
Yes,
6
this is
damage.
flippable, technically.
And then, yeah, it looks like 5
Be
damage.
pretty impressive if I do.
And then, if we,
You got 5. You did this first, right? 5.
Yeah.
because we will have to flip
All
one of these
pass.
foundations as to not
Check 4.
get a
Checks.
that
I'll stop
extra
that,
damage.
obviously.
And so now I
Right.
believe we have to check a 6 here. 4, 5, 6, 7.
Pass.
Yeah, we have to check a 6 on this block with the Allorophobia.
It's gonna be on a
On a 7.
6, 7. What?
Insane.
I'll
Insane.
take 6.
Crazy.
Lucky.
If Siegfried does not have,
Three.
and he does not.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Threw away my 2 kill cards.
Well, that's fair enough.
Okay. I think the other option that we had here as Mad Pierrot is we could have. Oh, I guess we had to have. We had to use the block. Just kidding. There was no other option. Insane. He checked the 6. He's nuts. He checked the 6. Going insane.
I mean, yeah, this could definitely do it.
Okay. It looks like Siegfried only has one demonic
You have
guard.
1 in hand.
I do.
And is still ready. Ooh, he has 0 demonic cards. As we have another Ingress coming out.
I'm gonna
Every damage
seal
pump that we
the
possibly
demonic
have
guard.
needs to be happening right now. That you should. You
Minus-
definitely should. Siegfried's a really cool character.
I mean, we might as well just use it. Second Saintly.
Siegfried. Checks. -2.
Is now the time? Is now the time? Yeah, sure, why not?
Interesting.
We did it.
Yours.
Nothing. You.
Or that was yours, sorry. Mad Pro, 4. Yours.
Grabs another 2 speed.
Nothing. You.
We'll get it back to printed damage.
Daisha, I know plenty of people who have a hard on to build Faye.
Yours.
And Siegfried. Everybody's a fan of the good symbol. Everybody thinks they're the
Top
good
of
guy,
yours, I
huh?
believe.
I'm very, very dumb. I'm a bad
I feel like Siegfried doesn't do anything. He does.
Doesn't kill you.
He does. He sometimes does things. Sometimes.
Damn.
Like he's doing things in this game. Look, he put Mad Pro to 1.
+1 to my next check. Respond ready.
Yeah.
Faye's big water and chaos energy though. Yeah, sometimes. It just really depends on how you build Faye. I've said it before. Faye is only as good as the cards you can put in her.
Yep.
Right? Where a ton of
7
decks.
mid for 5.
7.
An 8.
8. Yeah, you are correct. Check 4. 5, 6.
I believe you check a 3. I think that says to play an attack, right?
Yeah, it's definitely check a 3.
Oh yeah. I feel dumb. I'm so dumb. Whatever. 2,
You obviously have to block this.
3, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7.
If it's all the face sounds.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Cool.
Full block.
Yeah.
This is what I get for going into game.
And then he gets to build it.
Respond to Siegfried.
Cool.
Whatever his name is.
Okay. What's the next card Pierrot's gonna play?
Okay.
So from here though,
6.
whatever Siegfried wants to do negation wise
6.
is on the table. So all of these attacks are going to
Can I
be
read Presidente on the house?
very, very weak.
Yeah, it just boosts damage.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was plus or minus. Or
So this is going to be what, a 3 damage attack coming in, which we're fine with. We just have to find
I'm just
like
going
3 more attacks in order to get there.
seal- I guess guess the second Stanley. Yours.
Check 4. Checks. It's 2 damage. You can't change it.
Man, it is so cold in my
I'll
basement.
just pass.
I'll take 3.
Insane. Okay. Who do we got now, Mad P? We all see a big kill string happening. Kurubushi kick? Ooh, what a good one.
3, 6.
This
First
This might
enhance
actually get us
is,
there.
The bottom enhance and Kurubushi kick. Ooh, I
Ooh,
hit it.
hit an extra
1,
attack.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage.
That's pretty good.
Yours.
Puts it to lethal, but now Siegfried gives it another -2.
7.
All right. Oh, it was for 7? I'm reading it backwards as a 9. Well, hey, look at that. Game 2 goes to Mad Pierrot. Let's see how he does in Game 3.
All right, welcome to Game 3, everybody. I'm commentating now, so Tam could eat some food.
No, now I don't get to go first.
Big thumbs up, off screen. Oh, thank you. I was going to ask for that. So, like, me specifically, I see red. I would pick Siegfried because I really, really like blocks that do things. Like, that's my favorite part of the ability. It's not the flip stuff that I care about. It's the fact that he, like, builds in foundations so I can, like, block and do stuff. I love that mechanic in the game. That's really, like, I think that's why, the only real reason why Siegfried's, like, any good at all is that he can play defense really cool.
Checks.
But, like, that leads to, like, lame games where it's, like, building heavy into deadlock.
Not over 2. Explosive 2.
I do think,
Explosive 3. Wishing Ward 3.
yeah, I mean, like, there's just, like, he's definitely, like,
Sure,
near the
I'll
bottom of
need
the
this.
list.
Get out of here.
I do think he might be slept on, like, just the smallest bit.
My turn.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, I would have liked it.
but man, it's tough. Yeah, that he is just really fair.
Checks.
But he does get cards like this, where it says you get to keep flipping and then drawing. So, like,
First enhance is going to be
as like a more cards like, what is this card called? The Pilgrim of Anthropos. Here,
It's good.
Yeah.
I found it. Yeah, the Pilgrim of Anthropos. Like, this card's great. Yeah, flip an extra foundation that they can't do anything about. Draw a card when they have 3 face downs. He's not getting a whole ton of value out of it right now, but
Fine.
you know, it gets there eventually.
Pass. Oh, I get a do. I don't. Just wanna. It's goals to be flipped anyway. Pass.
2 speed.
Sure. -1 speed.
Nothing.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, I think he is just like,
Pass.
I think right now he's just bad.
5.
I guarantee he's gonna get better though. Like, just, he's almost there. I really do think he's like almost there.
Glad I used both of them. No damage. Respond.
Alright.
6.
Back to the game though. This cool reversal's coming out. He doesn't get super punished this time.
I'll start by. You used that already? What else you got? When to seal something. What am I gonna seal? Can I read of this right?
I don't think that's the one he's gonna. Actually,
It's probably gonna be this one.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll
See, Siegfried also gets like eviscerate, flip extra stuff.
Here's.
Siegfried. Checks. -2.
Sure. It's just supposed to be annoying. I'll use not over until.
Yeah, I think this is just a free momentum for Jeff,
This up here.
which will be great for
Pass.
the cats that will come out later.
Moving on.
Yeah. What?
Checks.
You have like
Siegfried.
almost the exact same build list as me.
I mean, there's no reason to take
I have a Zhanghua deck in the back, and then like
this damage.
I also really like Siegfried, but then like Phase at the top of the list.
Pass.
3 or more, I'll draw.
Yeah, I think so. Like Siegfried has to have like really solid defense. That's the thing,
Pass.
and like really, really solid defense is just hard to do.
0.
Man, is Siegfried just gonna kill him right now?
Uh,
No, he's not gonna kill him. 4.
or no, mill 4.
Yep.
You?
Pass.
Siegfried. Checks.
Nah.
10.
Yeah, I think this just says that next turn Jeff has to go for the kill, which is gonna be real rough because he has no
Checks. Response.
face downs, or he has no cards to flip. So like all of his attacks are getting
No flat.
okay. Scary. Yeah, I was he maybe should have held that to block with. Now he's only got 2. I think he definitely could have got away with it. Maybe he's just like banking on the fact that like he has 24 health and all these attacks are giving him -2 damage.
We'll do.
Yeah. I mean, if he thinks that there are no,
Oh my
Oof.
god, we can't.
if he thinks that there are no blocks in Kyle's hand, and if he thinks
I'll
that he
start with
can
Iron
like
Knuckle, 1/1.
somewhat give like, if any of these attacks just give any amount of damage like right off the bat, he might be okay.
Mad Bro.
He can't like kill with Allorophobia or anything.
Here's.
I don't know. Maybe he can just check rolling 3s and then
Nothing.
have to commit out, and then he can kill him with
pass.
Allorophobia. That's a play.
She kicked on a 5. Thank you. Get one chance at this. So for the damage pump.
Huh?
1 damage.
Oh, we got it.
Heck yeah.
What a man. Alright. Siegfried.
Oh, it's starting. He's getting there. Just got to do that 3 more times.
We'll use the.
And then there's also a demonic card out, so Does-
I'll use the
does
top and
Kubar
hands.
start as a penalty?
Here's-
I believe so. Yes, because it can be cancelled by yeah.
here's.
Nothing.
6 high
Okay.
for 2.
Yes. So it is both a damage and a penalty. If you're at 0,
Low
you
flame,
can go back up to
6.
whatever, and then it can be decreased down to whatever.
We'll just start with bow flame. Are you kidding?
Oof. No attacks on the bow flame is real rough.
Yours.
Check.
Thank. And he didn't get the attacks.
I will use Med Pro.
Yeah. So Siegfried does stop it.
Yours.
Kubara can also be stopped with. So like, yes.
Yeah.
Kubara gets
Send it
stopped
for
with a
two.
Dark
Take two.
Chirito, and Dark Chirito says could
Bow
reduce
flame.
damage.
On a 7.
I guess that is different wording.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Did you get
But Siegfried says
which one?
Yeah,
is
we'll
it?
pull it
Draw,
up.
you need to mill something.
get the exact word out.
Both. They both are reliant
Cannot
on
be
discarding
receive any
attack.
more damage bonuses or penalties.
Can't believe I just did it in the wrong
Yeah.
order.
It applies, but wording's weird.
So even if I hit this, me on it just won't be possible. So we just lose.
Yeah, this is real rough for Jeff. There's just literally nothing he can do.
Both fine.
And there's the attacks though.
Siegfried. Minus 2.
Pass.
Poke down. Shuffle that in. I have nothing after that.
Yeah, he says that the damage cannot be no more damage, and its damage cannot receive any more bonuses or penalties. So it does, like,
Maybe attacks.
It is weird wording, but I do think that
So you're gonna take the 2 or?
Yeah, I take
Okay.
it.
we're just reducing the damage. Here, let's actually. I think it matters what Kuwabara says.
Doesn't have a block on a 5. Check a 6. Oh man, we should have left that there.
Kuwabara does not have fire. So Kuwabara
Back
says,
on top.
Archimon Foundation before damage step,
5 chances.
return it to its printed damage. That actually might mean that Kuwabara does in fact get around it. Because man. That's so weird.
Checks.
Good.
Ooh, hold. Did he
Just
just?
enough.
That was the one I was
Get
holding.
just enough.
Oh shit! What happened?
The game's not.
Did he die?
It was a bad plan anyway, but it didn't matter.
Oh shit!
I had no choice.
I was looking away trying to figure out what Kuwabara did. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you would like, please go out to Red Riot Games
Maybe.
to
If I would have.
get some cool singles. Use code
I think I checked a little too.
Man, what's the
It would have
code?
been really hard, but I.
TCG University, TCG_University for 10% off your entire order. Thanks for watching.